Hello everybody, my name is Claudia Trajtemberg. I work at Universidad de Chile and Universidad Alberto Hurtado. I'm going to present now or give a class sort of thing about action research and which is how teachers can do research based on what they do in their classroom. Now I'm going to present the outline of this class and it is basically divided into 5 sections. In the first part we're going to have an introduction in which I'm going to present the key issues in defining action research. In the second part I'm going to present some characteristics of action research. Then I will go into the action research cycle, how it works, and the components of action research. I'm also going to discuss where research questions come from, where do we find them. I will refer to 2 studies actually, very briefly, but this is only to give some examples of people who have actually done action research. And I will also refer to how people can collect data for research in their classrooms. And I will finish with some conclusions, just some food for thought. Many times in classrooms, we find situations which are quite difficult for teachers to handle. And I would say that this cartoon represents quite well my impression or my feelings as a teacher many times, in which you're teaching supposedly and you see that your students are falling asleep, they're not interested, they're not motivated. Well, obviously, and many teachers tend not to do anything about it, whereas other teachers start thinking, what's wrong here, right? And I think if this happens, we definitely have to stop and think and probably just start reflecting, self-reflecting, which is an exercise that we have to do permanently, on what is not working, or just think, what's wrong here? And for this situation, we might find different problems or research questions that we might be willing to ask and answer. So I invite people actually to use this picture, although it's copyright, but it's in the internet, so people can use it, to just think of possible solutions and topics and research questions and problems that people might want to solve using this. Another situation that we might find in a classroom is a teacher actually coming with a test out of the blue and scaring students. This is also something that has to do with our activity as a teacher. And many times, instead of having the students with us, we scare them to death, and then actually they lose motivation, and we're not clearly engaging them in the process. This is, well, this has to do with assessment but then this is also a situation which we might need to reflect on. Are we really doing things that are motivating students? Are we really taking into account their interests? Are we really measuring what they are supposed to be measured on, etc.? So I just wanted to show these 2 pictures to show different things that we might be reflecting on. Actually, they might be different, but they might have a lot of similarities. And the results might be the same, actually. We have here different definitions. I will read them out because I think I have chosen some, and actually they're not totally related to English teaching, they are related to education. And one thing that we have to remember, I think, is that English is education. We're not only teaching English we're in the framework of education as a whole science, the science of education, which actually belongs to social sciences. And research in education, whereas it is in English or other subjects, has to be done within the framework of educational research. So most of the quotes that I've chosen come from educational research, where people have done action research. For Coyne and Mannion, action research is a small-scale intervention in the functioning of the real world and a close examination of such intervention. What we do here is that we look at, for example, our classroom, which is our small-scale scenario, and we look at it and we examine what is going on in the classroom. This is our world, actually. But we're interested in examining it and then probably intervene this world because something is not working as we wish. Action research can also be it's self-reflective in that it is carried out to improve one's practice in context. And this word, I think, has to be emphasized because and this is one of the key issues in action research. It is in context. We cannot do research, action research, that is decontextualized, that comes out of the blue. And this is one of the things that people have emphasized. And one of the criticisms of people who actually don't like action research is that it is done in the classroom without much connection to the world. In my viewpoint, what happens is that actually the classroom is the world, and it reproduces all the relationships that happen outside. So actually it's very powerful as a space for research. But we have to be consistent, rigorous, so that it really shows results in a way that we can reproduce. One thing that people, Carr and chemists have emphasized is that this is done to, with a view to maximize social justice. I would like to emphasize this point as well, because actually when we do action research, we feel, one of the things that we are looking for is, well, we have differences and we want everybody to actually learn the same. We want everybody to have the same opportunities. And for that, actually, we need to have, to improve things so that everybody learns the same and not privileged people, privileged students, etc. Obviously, if we look at it from the classroom, many times teachers are so much embedded in the situation that don't see this. They see students, but they don't see the possible consequences of not having or giving the same opportunities to everybody. So if we take this to the classroom, it means student-centered methodologies, meaning that every student has the same opportunities to produce, to do the activities, etc. It means that we have to take into account their context, personal, family, whatever, and their experiences as well. Action research is designed to bridge the gap between research and practice. One of the criticisms has been that action research, from the viewpoint of pure research, is like teachers do research, but they are not researchers really. From the point of view of the teachers, on the other hand, is that researchers are very far away from us, and they come with these big, nice theories that we don't understand or that we cannot apply in the classroom. And what action research does is try to bridge this gap and actually starts doing research from the inside. And many times action research takes the form of collaboration. Actually, in many situations, we have a teacher and a researcher working hand in hand. And this is a combination that is very powerful. Other times we have different teachers working together, or teachers that have actually researched a little bit more beyond the classroom and they have actually